Welcome to Town Hall, folks. This is our regular town board meeting. We have a full and exciting agenda for tonight. Michael Mandel, Pearl River. I think I got a copy already.
Good evening, Supervisor Stewart, members of the Town Board. For the record, my name is Michael Mandel, resident of Pearl River. Regarding the position of Director of the Buildings Department, I hope the individual selected will be based on best qualified and not because the Town Board is being lobbied by a specific individual or group. And if any member of the board has conducted business for, or had individual work for them, or collaborated with that person, either in the past or currently, that person should recuse himself from the selection process. Further, in order not to embarrass any of the four remaining candidates, I'm more than willing to discuss it with any more board member after the meeting. Okay, it should be a licensed engineer, and the last planning board meeting we had, they mentioned reports have to be submitted by licensed engineer, I think on at least 5 of the projects. We need somebody that can understand those and review those.
Mike, I got to be honest. Sometimes you get with the group of like to insult people. And the fact that you would question any one of our judgment as far as who we're picking, I'm going to pick the best person for the town. I work in construction. There's not an engineer or an architect that lives in this county or town that I have not worked with. And I will pick the best person for the job, regardless of whether I worked with them or not. And I don't plan on recusing myself because I'm picking the best person for the town.
I'm not accusing you, Paul.
Also,
I just made a statement, that's all.
it was a pretty general statement, but basically going at all of us up here. I don't feel, and I disagree with you wholeheartedly, that an engineer is required. Engineers aren't required in Clarkstown. An engineer shouldn't be engineering somebody's project. They're supposed to hire their own engineer for that. If our town employee overrides their engineered drawings and something happens, guess who's liable? The town employee and the town and me and you. So we don't need an engineer to check people's drawings to see if they were engineered properly. They're supposed to be hiring their own person. Our code enforcement officers are supposed to be making sure that they follow New York State Building Code, New York State Energy Code, that they're following the code requirements, that they have a sealed engineered drawing from a licensed engineer in the state. They shouldn't be checking to see if the load calculations are correct. And I wouldn't want them to do that because then I become liable as a resident for what their decisions are. So I think that someone who knows the building code is much more important to me, someone who can run a good department and someone who can make it run more efficiently is more important to me than having a college degree in one disciple or another. And there are many types of engineer. You can be an engineer that only worked on big bridges and would know nothing about residential building code. You can be an engineer that only works on environmental engineering. That doesn't mean you know anything about building code. You can be one that knows about flood mitigation, but not about construction. So just saying I want an engineer, to me, does not hold water. So I'm going to pick the best person for the town out of the resumes and the interviews that we've held.
Am I right?